Welcome, everybody, to Geekvice episode 199, proving any vice with enough geek can become a virtue. My name's Morph. That man's Kip. Good evening, Kip. One of my dogs just farted. That is the worst smell ever. God. I got both of them sleeping here behind me, so we'll probably see their. I do have two of them. One's little and one's big. Well, one's medium and one's gigantic. So if only the big dog wakes up, there's a possibility that you'll see her head in the screen, which she can set on my desk without like reaching. So she's big. But enough of that stuff. Hey everybody, sorry for missing the last week and being a little spotty. Hopefully, although we've got the holidays coming up, so of course that's going to make things even harder. But hopefully we'll get back into a regular schedule coming up here soon. We also had lots of technical difficulties here over the last couple weeks, trying some new stuff out, so hopefully everything is coming out and sounding good. If there's any problems with anything, make sure you leave comments for us. Send us an email about it at geekvice@gmail.com. We listen to our stuff too, but it always helps having another person with a different set of equipment listening to it, because everything seems to work on my end. So it is because I've got all the stuff floating here on the screen. I will take full responsibility for it. So well, I mean, it was funny. So we did some testing. So there's a huge update for Skype, which first of all, I will start with a complaint of Windows 10 that I have, and that's these stupid goddamn apps. So you have the Windows Store where you can get stuff, and Skype decided, oh, you need the Skype that's specifically designed for Windows 10. Great. So it put it on my computer. Then I tried to use it and nothing worked. And I'm like, none of the, like, I couldn't use the program we used to put these two videos together. I couldn't use, like, nothing worked. So, like, I got on ended up calling another guy, Anthony from Underground Inc. He wasn't doing anything on Monday night, and so I called him up and was like, hey, I need you to just sit there and talk to me every once in a while and see if I can get this working. And he was nice enough to do that for probably about 5-10 minutes of like nothingness. Still couldn't get it to work. Ended up having to take one of my kids to basketball practice. Dropped him off, came back, and just was on Google search, just trying to find the answer. As you can see, if you are watching on YouTube, it is working now. The answer was, you can't use Skype for Windows 10. You have to use the desktop app, or the desktop program, which is like the old school version of a program, not this newfangled app thing that now everybody thinks they need to have. If you use Skype that you're supposed to use, everything works just fine. Probably. Yeah, right. Yeah, apparently I didn't get that choice. It just put on whatever it wanted me to do. So, it's all working now. We're all good here. Hopefully now yeah, cuz it's like just like I almost just got the hammer out. It's like until it started working. And then I also thought about your last computer, and the this isn't working. Wham! Slam your fist down on it, and then it never worked again, did it? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, that's not surprising. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? No, no, not at all. Not at all. Why
No,
would you?
no.
So, yeah, so enough about that. You know, crazy, crappy stuff. We're back up and going, we're running full head into this. Um, let's see here. We got announcements. Announcements. Holly's World is going to have some new episodes, maybe, sometime soon. You should
Yeah.
you should message Holly on Twitter at Queen Tuffy, right?
Queen Tuffy rules.
Queen Tuffy rules. Go find her on Twitter and just badger her to get more episodes up. Um, but the real big news, we've got a couple big announcements. One of them you know about, one of them you don't, because it's one of them's just dealing with me and my stupid stuff. But the first, so we'll start with that one first because it's really just me. Um, if you've been following Geekvice Gaming, I'm playing XCOM 2, Long War 2, and I've played um, a lot of quite a few episodes. Um, and I've decided that I'm going to keep playing that one. So it might be I'm really liking XCOM 2, like I'm having a blast playing it. I've got I think there's I think I'm trying to remember what's out right now. I think 12 episodes are out, 13 episodes, but I have 20 of them recorded and um, scheduled to come out in the near future. So what's going to happen is after the first of the year, Geekvice Gaming is going to have 2 episodes a week, at least 2 episodes a week, maybe more, because when you're sitting down to play a game and you record or you play for 2 or 3 hours into like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you record all that, you might as well make it into multiple episodes instead of one really like long episode.
You might as well.
So yeah, I'm knocking out a lot more episodes. I'm having so much fun playing this thing that I'm just gonna keep playing it, and until somebody tells me they don't want to watch me play this game anymore, I'm gonna keep playing this game because it's really freaking fun. I got a few other things that I want to do eventually, and I'll do some few things here and there in between seasons of XCOM. And yes, I said seasons. I think I'm going to be playing this game for a while. It's that much fun. So that's a big announcement. You're going to see more Geekvice Gaming on YouTube after the first of the year. Um, the other big announcement is the Podcast Arcade Secret Project, which we are not allowed to do full disclosure. However, it is very close to coming out. Right? Can we say more? What more can we say?
I don't know. I don't even know if we have a date other
Well,
than
they want
it's
to have
before
it before,
Christmas.
yeah, before Christmas. And Christmas is only 2 weeks away. So, 2 weeks from yesterday, even. Right? Yeah.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
It
I had to
is.
think about it. It's like, that doesn't sound right, but that is right.
It is only 13 days away. So, as of
As of this
today,
recording.
yeah, as of this recording, on December 12th, 2017. And we can. I'm at least going to say, and Eddie might like yell at me. My phone hasn't started buzzing yet. But I'm going to say that the podcast arcade all has parts to play in this special, and this was a lot of fun. And props to Eddie for putting this thing together. Eddie and Billy, um, Billy from Underground Inc. and also Daydream Instruction Manual, and then of course our podfather Eddie. Um,
From everything.
from everything, like you can't even narrow it down. Like Daydream Instruction Manual, Falcon Punch Thunder Dads.
He's responsible for the pyramids in Egypt,
Yep, the Paranormal Dads.
the first moon landing. All Eddie.
Yes, yeah, it's all him. He's behind the hoax that is the moon landing. Like we haven't actually done that yet, so.
Well, Hollywood did a great job.
Right,
And
right.
by hiring Eddie to fake the moon landing, 6 years before he was born. That
Right.
is getting ahead of the curve right there.
I mean, and that's how amazing Eddie is that he was able to do that 6 years before he was born.
He's a man ahead of his time. He really is.
Yeah. So
Hi, Eddie.
the
Oh, what was this week's podcast about? Well, we just made up accomplishments for Eddie for an hour. Hope that's okay.
yeah, I'm sure he's okay with that. It's, you got to stroke somebody's ego every once in a while.
I'm glad you said ego.
I'm just throwing softballs up there. I'm just
I am working on very little sleep, so I'm a little punch drunk right now. So everything's going to be funny to me for a while.
So this is gonna be really good. This is gonna be a good episode. We got some fun stuff to talk about today. I'm working on some other things for future episodes of Geekvice where we can. I've got a couple of board games, and it wouldn't be Geekvice if we didn't talk about board games. So before we get into some of the other stuff, I want to mention I taught Reese, my oldest son, how to play Risk the other day.
Nice.
We did not
And
play
he whipped your butt, didn't he?
Not quite. No, we didn't finish it because we only had a couple hours to play, and that's
It was only a 2-day weekend, and we ran out of time.
right. For anyone who's played Risk, but this is the old school. This isn't like a newfangled. We just bought this. No, this is the Risk that I had when I was a kid. So
are the pieces Roman numerals?
no, no,
Oh.
no. It's not that old.
Hey, what are you saying?
Because that's you're old. That's what I'm saying.
I resemble that remark.
Because I'm guessing yours that you have was Roman numerals.
I have 2 copies.
Do you really?
One that was the old wooden pieces, and one that's the plastic Roman numerals pieces.
Ooh.
From the 80s.
Okay, so mine is from the 90s, and the pieces are actual like plastic figures. So like the infantry are like little like. Infantry.
Okay, yeah.
There's the cavalry that are actually like guys on horseback, and then you have the artillery that are little like cannons. So, no, I taught him. I just kind of taught him the basics, and I kind of showed him what you could do and how you can kind of play. And so we played through a little bit of it, and he was really enjoying it. He was getting really frustrated because his dice rolls were really good at first, and then they started tanking. And he was just like, I just want to take over like one country so I can draw this card. Like I need to, and he would just run himself into the ground trying to get that one thing. And like but I showed him how to like capture a whole continent, and we kind of walked through the strategy of like, here's what you need to look for, and like some of the things like he tried to start in Europe, because you could get a lot of you get the big bonus for having
Yep.
Europe, and so he tried to start there. Well, it's hard to defend on all those fronts, and
Ask Hitler.
yeah, so you know I kind of walked him through some of that, and I started in South America, where a lot more easily defended,
Yeah,
and
you worked the drug trade in your favor, didn't you?
I did. I actually, um, perfectly played. I started in South America, then took over the United States, so like just kept pumping drugs and heroin and opium into the United States like real life. I mean, it was like just working out history here.
Heck yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. He enjoyed it. I told him that the next time we play, or the next time he wants to play, what we'll do is we've got a table that he uses in our playroom that has a bunch of Legos on it. I told him we'll move kind of some of his Legos over, and we can use that table, and then we can leave the game up if we run out of time, and we'll actually be able to finish one. I said because it takes a long time to finish.
Well, I
So
got two comments about this. One, I wish I had a Legos table. And two, once he gets where he's got a hang of Risk, I'll loan you my Risk Lord of the Rings.
ooh, that'd be cool.
It's a really good version of Risk, mainly because it has a countdown to it. So it's not whoever takes over everything wins and however long that takes. There's just so many moves and then the game's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a great version of Risk. It really is.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, shorten that thing up a little bit. Because even like the short versions, like I was reading through the rules, because I mean I haven't played Risk since I was a kid, um, and the like reading through the rules, I'm like reading the short, like how to shorten the game, like a two-player short version. Like, yeah, that's still not short, man. Like
It
that,
depends. If your dice rolls are as bad as your son's were, it could take a while.
yeah, yeah. Or well, or it could take the other person no time at all to wipe them out. Because I kind of started marching through pretty quickly towards the end, and then so then I let him like it was just about time to start wrapping up, and I'm like, all right, we'll do one more, we'll let you have one more turn, and he was able to get a whole bunch of guys, and I'm like, okay, don't spread them out this time. Normally you would want to spread them out and defend your areas. Nope. What continent do you want to try to take over? He's like, I want Asia. I'm like, okay, put all your guys here. Let's see if you can march through Asia. He didn't make it.
Well, they tell you in Princess Bride, never start a land war in Asia. That's
That's that is true. That is true. He fell for the he fell for the glory of trying to get the like wanting to have the largest continent so he could get the largest bonus. Like it's better to have a couple small ones than it is one big one. So
absolutely.
yeah, it was
He'll
fun. I
learn.
I just thought it was cool because it was kind of bringing back memories of playing that thing when I was a kid and all the fun stuff that I like world domination. I mean, one of these days I will take over the world. I mean, I think Geekvice is kind of headed that way
Oh,
on the coat
definitely.
on
Yeah,
the
we're
coattails
really
of
close.
of the Podfather.
Yes. All hail the Podfather.
That's right. That's right. Um, so something else that happened or that kind of got posted, and I don't think it was on Facebook. I think it was actually, I think it was Ben from Underground Inc. put it on our like podcast arcade chat thing. This Marvel going to a or creating a serial podcast. It was almost like an audio drama.
I like this idea.
I do too, and it's called Wolverine: The Long Night. Uh, the the website was through comicbook.com, which is Marvel's little news thing, and it was they've got a lot of people in it. A lot of voice actors and things like that doing this audio drama. So it sounds really kind of cool. But then it got me looking like, then it was like, well, wait a second. Like, they can't be, Marvel's never the first at doing something. They always take a good idea and kind of use it for themselves. Um, so I was like, where did this idea come from? So I started looking and like, well, crap, man, there's a ton of, I call them audio dramas. These audio serials that you used to get, those radio dramas like from the 50s and 60s. Like, there's a lot of that stuff out there now that's being produced into a podcast format. I think that's really kind of cool. I've got some of them marked that I want to go watch, or, well, not watch, listen to. But it kind of brought up the idea of, I mean, is this the secular entertainment thing coming back, that maybe people are, this idea of the audio drama kind of in that podcast format, where we're so busy, we're doing so much stuff that we can't always watch TV, but we can always listen to something in the background, you know. What do you think about
I
this
think
idea?
so. And especially when you're at work.
Yes. Yeah.
So how many people have a job that's so mindless you can listen to a serial podcast? So yeah, I can see stuff like that taking off big.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to edit video all day and listen to my fantastic voice on audio, I would listen to a serial podcast at work, but I cannot.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, it's I think it's a kind of a cool idea, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I didn't write down when it was going to be coming out. I think it's, for some reason I want to say that it's early next year. Um, but they're in the process of recording it all now, and I think it's kind of cool. I think it's a great idea. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna try to find it and listen to it. So maybe we'll have to review that on here when it is released.
I'm all for it. Maybe
Um,
this podcast will turn into a serial podcast.
ooh, yeah.
Oh wait, you have to be creative for that. Never mind.
We'd have to have somebody write a script for us.
Eddie, what are you doing tonight? Could you write a
Yeah,
script?
because I think we've proven in this podcast there is nothing scripted about this thing at all. Like, it
Nothing
is.
scripted or creative whatsoever.
No, no, not at all. We just steal other people's creativity. Um, the
Slap a logo on it, it's ours.
That's right. The other thing that we're, it's like I haven't been talking at all. I've been
Well,
talking.
when you first learn English, it's tough.
It is words difficult. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Yeah,
I
welcome to
had
my world.
I had this really good transition to go from podcasts to like movies and TV shows. Um, yeah, it's gone now. I got nothing. The I did post it to our Facebook page though. The big news of Jessica Jones being released, the release date for that on Netflix, freaking awesome. So we've got March. We're gonna get season 2 of Jessica Jones, and dang, that trailer looked good. I'm really
Oh
looking
yeah,
forward to that. Um,
I'm I am pro anything Jessica Jones at this point. After the first season of her show,
mhm.
yeah, I'm all in. So after seeing that trailer, it's like, oh hell yes.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. Uh, I I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but it looks kind of fun. It also looks still in that dark, disturbing. I I think it's good because Jessica Jones is a very dark character in the beginning, or just her inner essence. But I hope, I know that David Tennant's gonna be back. He's going to be in this. Obviously, he's dead. I hope they don't bring him back, like, as alive. I hope he is a figment of her imagination, or just the remnants of him in her head that is just messing with her.
I think he has to be because, okay, so in my opinion, Kilgrave was probably the scariest villain you'll see in Marvel or DC.
Yes.
The trail of broken people he left in his wake makes perfect sense that she would still be haunted by him even after he's gone.
Yeah.
So I think it works perfectly.
Well, and the fact that she's going to be like, not only was she affected by it, but she knew people that were affected by it. So every time, not only every time she looks in the mirror is she going to be, reminded of it, but she's going to
Well,
see
every
it.
time she sees Luke Cage, she's reminded of it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it'll it'll be really interesting. But on that same side, I hope that this season has some closure for her and helps. I hope we start getting her to move past at least a little bit of it. You know, give her a like, because I'd like to see her. I kind of want to see it turn into, not that I want it to be completely, but I'd like to have some sense of her detective. Like, I want her being a detective. I want her to be
Yeah.
able to. I want to see some of this private eye detective type work. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be really, like a similar thing to, like, Jessica Jones in the Rockford Files. Like, I think that could be fun, and I think it would be really cool to see the Jessica Jones character grow in this next season.
Yeah. I mean, she can only be embittered so long before it gets tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, it was funny in the Defenders, but they do need to move on soon.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know that you could make it a long-term thing, and who knows how many seasons Marvel has planned for Jessica Jones anyway. But it at some point it would be really kind of cool, and I think, I'm trying to remember, if I remember my comic books, I believe her and Luke Cage end up getting married in the comic books and having a kid. So that could be fun. Maybe not this season, but down the road. At some point she has to get over, what, her past and her demons and what happened with Luke Cage. What she did to Luke Cage, and eventually they're both going to have to get past that. And I think it could be kind of fun to see it eventually get that way multiple seasons down the road. Doesn't have I'm hoping it's not now, but
Yeah, that would feel like they're really pushing it hard.
yeah,
Too hard.
right. Yeah, so many jokes going through my head there.
And it wasn't me. It was not me that went there.
Well, hey, I'm allowed to go that direction too. Come on now, this isn't a one-way street. Um, I put in here into the show notes the Jurassic World 2 trailer. Have you seen it?
I have seen it a couple times.
I actually haven't seen it, so tell me about this trailer.
Well, the the big thing you'll notice first off is they fixed Bryce Dallas Howard's hairdo. It does not look like it would cut glass now, which is a good thing.
That's always good.
It's one of those things where it fits the climate of today, and that they now want to go and make sure that they save the dinosaurs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Now they're activists. So we didn't learn our lesson the first time. the second time, the third time, nor the fourth time. But hey, if we go back with different intentions, things will be totally fine. No, no. But it looks good. Um, I'm a huge fan of Chris Pratt, so
Yep.
I think this movie will be fun to watch. Well, because of him mainly,
Right.
and dinosaurs. So Chris Pratt and dinosaurs. I think we're going to be fine. Um, I don't know. You watch it and you're like, "Yep, that's what I expect from a Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movie." I'm not gonna get too in depth on the thing because you can go watch the trailer yourself, but um, it looks a little bit more in your face with the dinosaurs than the first one. Um, of course, you can tell that they're going to make a lot of stupid decisions that puts them in harm's way, but you can't have a movie without them.
It wouldn't be a Jurassic Park movie if everybody made the right decisions.
Well, this is true. Well, it wouldn't be any movie if everybody made the right decisions. But
Yeah, but it
it
seems
looks,
like Jurassic Park kind of hinges on the fact that, yeah, this is a really good idea.
yeah, exactly. And Jeff Goldblum is back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that ratchets up the level of cool, at least having him on there. I'm hoping he's the guy that constantly tells them that they're stupid, like he did in the first two Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah,
You know, this is the worst idea in the history of bad ideas. I'm hoping he says something along those lines.
that would be
So at least
great.
we could say one person in the movie has a brain. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. It's dinosaurs.
Did they did they give a
Chris
release
Pratt
date
gets
for it?
reunited with Blue, which is cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Did they give a release date on it?
Probably.
I'm assuming it's 2018 at some point. Um,
Yeah, they did, but you know me, I don't remember anything.
right, I get you. I mean, I
Yeah,
could go look it up, but I'm afraid it would break my computer and then this whole thing would crash.
yeah, that's just
I
proactive and everything. We're
Yeah,
not
and
doing that.
well, and for anyone out there listening to this that would like to donate to the Get Morph, a computer that actually can do this stuff without crashing, um, send us an email. I'll let you know my address. You can send me money. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he's good with it. So it's June 22nd, 2018.
There you go. June. All right.
6 days after my birthday. So if you want to buy me tickets to the movie for my birthday, that's totally fine. I'm good with it. Um,
Well,
yeah,
you
that's all I
and
got.
man, that's gonna make for a busy like May, June movie month, like or movie 2 months, movie summer, beginning of summer. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say.
Nobody
Deadpool.
does.
Deadpool comes out just a couple weeks ahead of that. 21 days actually, because that comes out June 1st.
Does it?
Deadpool 2 is set to release June 1st, 2018.
You know what? I was always hoping that they would just constantly release it on Valentine's Day
That would be great. That
to just be their thing.
And
But
that could still happen. I mean, this is that all we've seen is the teaser trailer for it, and that was freaking hilarious. Tell me you watched that one
oh yeah,
with
yeah,
Deadpool as Bob Ross. I'm like, oh,
Bob
this is
Ross,
great.
yeah.
Like, oh, please. I mean, I know that like probably very little of that teaser is actually going to be in the movie, but God, it was hilarious. Like I showed it to my wife because I made her at one point watch Deadpool. I'm like, you will like this movie. It is so funny. You will enjoy this movie. She watched it and actually wants to go to the theater to see Deadpool 2. So,
Really?
yeah. So I'm like, see? So I showed her the trailer for that one, and she's like, oh no, that's kind of funny. Like, that right there is, like, makes me want to go again. I want to go see this movie. So I think we might
Yeah,
actually,
it,
I might have a date
it's
night.
great for a couple of reasons, and one is I think the entire reason Ryan Reynolds was even born was to play this part,
Oh, yeah.
and two, they're just running with it.
Well,
And
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Perfect fit.
yes,
Perfect, absolutely perfect fit. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. More perfect than Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
absolutely,
I
I
mean, it
couldn't
just
agree with you more.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is who he is, and that is who he will always be. I mean, kind of like he's going to be Deadpool and known as Deadpool so much more, like as much as Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. And they're going to
Yes,
have to cast somebody else as Wolverine eventually. When Ryan Reynolds is done playing Deadpool, I don't expect another Deadpool movie because there will not be another person that could do Deadpool as well as Ryan Reynolds. There just won't.
yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, they'll just retire it. And, eventually, everything's cyclical. Eventually, comic book movies will be in vogue again. And hopefully by then, the world has produced another Ryan Reynolds type actor. But
It'll be Ryan Reynolds' son.
it will be Ryan Reynolds the third. But
Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree. There will never be, as soon as they recast a Wolverine, you're like, yeah, he wasn't Hugh Jackman. But,
Yeah.
that's just the way it's going to be when somebody is that good at a part.
Right. Right.
So
Which
yeah.
which brings me to the other movie that's coming out in May that had a trailer, get released in the last couple weeks, and that's Avengers Infinity War trailer.
Woo!
And the reason why I think that conversation leads well into the Infinity War trailer is because I'm pretty sure that either in Infinity War or whatever the movie that comes after Infinity War, that I don't believe is actually named yet and was originally Infinity War 2 or Part 2, um, I think we're going to see some characters die, and so that some actors can basically be done and retire.
Yeah. Well, I fully expect Captain America to bite it and Iron Man to bite it. And if Hawkeye dies, my wife is going to protest Hollywood like nobody's ever protested Hollywood before.
Yeah, I can understand that. I believe that.
Yep. They,
That trailer. Um, I thought that trailer told the story of Infinity War perfectly. Without giving, like, watching that trailer kind of gives you the idea of what's going to happen in that movie, but doesn't give away the how or the fun ride to get to the end of the movie.
yeah.
So I thought it was interesting because, and this kind of goes back to, or this kind of goes to a point of the difference between a comic book movie and a superhero movie. A comic book movie is kind of like, think of it as like Harry Potter movies. The Harry Potter movies, the trailers for those can give away an ending because everyone already knows the ending. The books are out there, they tell the ending. If you really want to know what it is, you go read the book before you go see the movie, and you already know what's going to happen. That's comic book movies have that same kind of idea. Now, granted, they can take and change the stories to not end the same way as the comic book, but everybody knows that Thanos gets the Infinity Gauntlet with all the stones. It's gonna happen in this movie. It's gonna happen. So, seeing how all these things are going to get taken and how they're going to, like, they gave little hints about what they're going to do to get each one of them. It was like, that was awesome. Like, that got me so stoked. And they had some great one-liners in that thing. So, like, can somebody get this guy a shield?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
I think they're going to need those one-liners because I don't think that movie is going to be happy by any stretch of the imagination.
No, no, I don't think so. And it makes me curious. I think, I don't know, maybe a little bit what I hope is gonna happen. Is that you get the Infinity War movie that kind of is downtrodden and kind of like that. Um, Kind of like, the second Star Wars movie, or any, like, the second movie of any real trilogy. Like,
Right.
the bad guy always kind of comes out better off at the end of the second movie, and then the third movie will see some. I My hope. I say third movie. It's not really the third movie. It's actually the fourth Avengers movie. But I'm hoping that one, you see some new heroes step in. Maybe, you know, maybe somebody to replace Tony Stark, or maybe somebody to step up and replace a Captain America who's already said he's not doing any more movies. Like, that could be kind of cool. Like, I would kind of like, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen. I'm just guessing, speculating, hoping.
Might as well. I mean, because I know, they listen to this podcast, and maybe you're giving Hollywood great ideas, and they will
Just
put them in the movie.
call me. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
give away ideas for free all the time. Just talk to me. I come up with all kinds of stuff. I spout off great ideas. Like, um, penny betting sites. Where you can buy stuff for a penny. I had that idea. I thought of it. I was like, hey, this is really kind of cool. Yeah, now what is it? Buzz it, Beezid, Beezid.com, I think, is one of them. I don't know. They're
I have
stupid.
no idea what you're talking about, but that's okay.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Again, great ideas that are in my head that I have no idea what to do with them. But I'm not creative enough to come up with, like, a implementation plan.
So Kevin Feige, give Morph a call,
Please,
and the
please.
next 10 years of Marvel movies will be just taken care of for you.
Yeah, I can give you little pieces you could use, and then, you get people that are actually smarter and creative to take my ideas and actually turn them into something that's worth a shit.
Right. And his not just story, his talents reach into casting as well. He will help you with the next Captain America and the next Iron Man and
Well,
whoever else bites the dust.
yeah, yes, I like that idea. I could do that. We
Yeah.
can make, yes, Star-Lord is going to be the new Captain America. Why not?
There it is.
Right?
Done.
Why not?
It's just done. Sign it up. Put it on the dotted line.
Oh, there's all kinds of good stuff that is, there's lots of people that have donned the Captain America shield and shield and cowl helmet. I don't know, is it really a cowl? It's probably a helmet. Whatever.
I don't know. It's already further than I cared about.
Which is the story of my life right there. So,
But I am curious to see if they replace any male characters with a female character.
yes. And
Like if Thor somehow is not Thor anymore, whether he becomes Odin or dies or whatever, would they do the female Thor?
yeah, that would be kind of cool. And on the same note, Robert Downey Jr. can only be Iron Man for so long. The comic books had Riri Williams as Iron Man. So, a African American female as who is a genius level intelligence, but not a billionaire yet. that could step in to fill Tony Stark's shoes. That would be kind of cool.
That
Like
would be
that,
cool.
and that would be really fun. It would also kind of lead that idea of the strong female characters like we got with Wonder Woman, and like I'm hoping we're gonna get with Miss Marvel. That trailer also came out. Like I think I'm pretty sure it was a trailer, or I might have just found a fan film on, like a fan trailer, because
I
those are
think it's a fan film. I tried to watch the trailer. It's like some of this looks original and a lot of it looks stolen. So I don't know.
yeah, maybe it wasn't an official trailer. I just ran across it. It's what happens when you go to YouTube and it's like, here's recommended stuff.
Well, you have to click on it. I mean, it goes
Yeah,
without saying, right? You
yeah,
just click on that stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, if it looks good, I'm gonna click on it. It was a Miss Marvel movie. Like I know they're making a Miss Marvel movie, so why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Yeah,
YouTube is
don't
smart. They know how to reel people in. I mean,
don't
if you
judge
go
me.
to my YouTube page, sign in as me, you'll notice a lot of the recommended videos have like a hot chick. 'Cause if you want me to click on something, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yep, fishing
Or
works with me.
yeah. Or
It's like
Nebraska football.
oh look, boobs. Yeah, I'll click on that. Oh look, it's Scott Frost. Yep, I'll click on that.
Yeah. I
Yep.
noticed that when I was getting on the Geekvice YouTube. I'm like, oh look, there's a bunch of Scott Frost videos that I'm supposed to, like, interviews that I'm supposed to watch. Here,
I can
recommended. Watch
neither
this.
confirm nor deny that I watched a couple of Scott Frost videos.
Well, yeah, true, true.
Mhm.
Understand. So yeah, that's what we got this week. You got anything else you want to throw out there?
Oh man. Well, next time we need to talk a little bit about our D&D shenanigans
Oh yes. Oh
because we've had
yes.
some interesting things take place.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And if we hadn't run this long already, we would definitely do that now, but we will save that for the next episode. We will do a D&D recap because it's been a while since we've talked D&D on here in our illustrious Calamity of Errors party.
Yeah, that.
Calamity of Errors is an understatement. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and then maybe we can reserve a little time for my ranting on why I hate the Runaways.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. See, we got all kinds of topics coming up here in the near future. Um, and at some point, well, I think we should be getting pretty close to, I think, the mid-season break for The Gifted. So, maybe, because I know you had said you might actually binge watch that.
We picked
Or
it back up tonight. We
did
watched an
you?
episode tonight,
Nice.
so
So get you binge watched on that thing, and we might have to have a little conversation about that one because that one's really good too. So,
I'm enjoying that one. It's a heck of a lot better than the Runaways.
ooh,
But
we've got a whole episode there. It'll be The Gifted versus The Runaways. Who did it
well,
right?
the first problem with the Runaways is nobody's run away. So there's problem one.
Mm,
Okay, I'll save it. I'll save the rant.
there you go.
But
There
it's
you go,
coming,
everybody.
people. It's coming.
We've got an episode coming. Beware, beware. Watch out. It is coming. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. Thanks for putting up with us. Make sure you go check out our blog at geekvice.blogspot.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/geekvice, and YouTube at tiny.cc/geekvice. You can follow us on Twitter, that man over there, at Kip Killigan. You can follow me at Geekvice. And as always, you can reach us by email at geekvice@gmail.com. Thanks, everyone, for listening to our ramblings, and we will see you next time.
Later.
This podcast is part of the Podcast Arcade Network.